Hi, I'm here, so it's Tuesday, and the topic this week is discrimination. Discrimination is basically the cousin of ignorance. Alright? People discriminate because they don't understand, because they're uneducated. Discrimination comes from people angry or frustrated because they don't understand something, and so they choose to lash out instead of taking the higher road and stopping to think and process and then accept. I guess I'm kind of lucky, guys, because I kind of live in this weird bubble. All right, so I've never really outwardly been discriminated against. I mean, I especially know I haven't been for my sexuality. Like off the top of my head, no. So that means it couldn't have been that bad, if anything. Racially, the only time I can think of is once, way back in like first grade. There was this girl, and she was new in my school, and she was my best friend's like neighbor, so I got to know her, and she was Egyptian. So her parents told her that she couldn't play with black people. So it was really weird. Like I never experienced anything like that before. And it's not like she hated me because she just didn't know any better because she was so young, and that's just like what her parents had told her. So I feel like that's a cultural thing because they were Egyptian and because of how much is going on over there. But that's the only time I've really ever experienced, I'll say, racism like that. But over time we got to be friends. Like it didn't last long, but it was just that sort of little thing. I guess that's not little. I shouldn't say that, but that sort of thing. Um, People respond to discrimination in all sorts of ways. Some people lash back out. Some people hold it inside themselves and will maybe even hurt themselves. Some people are victims of violent discrimination and end up getting hurt or even die from it. And that's always one of the most tragic cases. But there are all sorts of ways that people deal with it. Some people lash out. Some people will get angry and attack their tormentors back. And that doesn't usually work. I mean, when you just get angry and you put yourself on that same level as them, that's not solving the problem, that's just adding to it. Some people just sulk and hold it inside of themselves and they just end up beating themselves up about it. And that's also an awful way to do things. Like I said, ignorance is the stem of discrimination. And so when someone confronts you like that, when someone is discriminating against you or someone else, don't fight. Like Jackie said, you need to relax, think about it, think about who they are and where they're coming from, and then educate them. You should feel bad for these people because they're not educated, and obviously they have a twisted sense of what's right and what's wrong and the differences in between people. People these days, they don't understand that your differences are what makes you amazing. It's what makes you unique. Like the human race, like we've come so far and yet we haven't, obviously, if we still have all these problems. Like we're supposedly the most advanced race and yet we just hate on each other constantly and it's for no reason. It's ridiculous and I don't understand it. We have bigger problems in this world than homosexuals, okay? Like it's it's ridiculous. It's awful. Like why don't, instead of like hating on this person that's a little different from you, why don't you go cure cancer, all right? Why don't you cure AIDS? They don't care who you have sex with, they're still gonna come attack you. Why don't you do something with your life, alright? And stop hating on other people. Like, we're family. We are all family in the scheme of things, and we're all supposed to be on one another's side. And it's just ridiculous the way people react to these small things. To end discrimination, people need to put themselves out there. People need to travel to see different cultures, to see different types of people. People need to get out of their little comfort zone and realize that the world isn't about just you. It isn't about you right here in your little town. The whole world is so much bigger than everyone realizes. And there are so many types of people that you haven't even heard of. So people just need to open their mind. Because only when you open your mind can you truly learn and truly grow.